Hi everybody, this is Claire Rooney from clairerooney.com. I'm continuing on now with this Sitting is the New Smoking series to give people tips, tricks and little exercises to optimize their posture throughout the day when they are working at the office or even working from home, sitting down working on your computer. Now in the last video I talked about getting a very good chair with an adjustable backrest that allows you to sit nice and bolt upright. Now that ability to sit bolt upright essentially begins with the organisation of your pelvis. And the last video I talked about sitting right up on the sits bones and just checking your triangle there in the front to make sure it's parallel with the opposite wall. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about today is your computer monitor. If your computer is lower than your gaze in upright posture and you're looking down at your computer, as soon as you start looking down, your posture starts to move into a deleterious position. So what I want you to do today is I want you to adjust your computer monitor. Now you can either buy a special stand for this in many office supply stores, or if you search online, where you can pop your computer on top of that stand and now all of a sudden your computer is at eye level. And obviously the keyboard as well in a position that's comfortable. You don't want that keyboard up so high that you're shrugging in your shoulders. So adjust the keyboard and the computer monitor so that you can maintain that beautifully upright posture. And so that's a simple thing that you can do straight away. If you don't have a little shelf, you can just use some books in the meantime just to adjust your computer, and then maybe get one of those special customized shelves to sit your computer on top of. So in order to keep that upper body in a right position, I'm going to give you a very simple exercise to stretch and mobilize the upper thoracic spine. Now your upper thoracic spine is basically from here to here. Alright, it's that middle region of your back. There's your lumbar spine down there. From here to the base of the neck is your thoracic spine. So that area in a lot of people tends to be quite, flexed forward. So if you're sitting on the computer like this is bad news. So we want to give you the neurological wherewithal, the software programming in terms of the awareness of how to keep that thoracic spine nice and organized, and we want to give you a little bit of strength in that area as well. So what I'm going to start off with is a very, very simple mobilization technique for the thoracic spine, and it's also going to open up that upper chest area or the collarbone area. So I'm going to turn into side profile so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put my hands, you can put your hands on the chair, and you're sat bolt upright on your sits bones. You have your little triangle organized, and what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, you're going to lift your chest up, pressing your hands into the chair. Exhale to release. Inhale to lift it up, pressing the hands into the chair, pressing the rear part of your shoulders back, and exhale to release. Inhale to lift the chest up, and exhale to release. Inhale to lift the chest up, feeling a lovely stretch across the collarbones. Exhale to release. I'll let you look from the front. Inhale to lift the chest up, stretching across the collarbones. I want you to imagine that there's an imaginary elastic band attached from one front of the shoulder to the other, and you're stretching that elastic band. Exhale to release. Inhale to lift up and stretch that elastic band across, and exhale to release. Now that's going to do a couple of things. It's going to bring that thoracic spine into a position known as extension, right? That means it's lifting up, and it's also going to stretch out the muscles across the front of the chest, which become shortened and tightened in a poor postural scenario. So that's an exercise. You could introduce that a couple of times a day. Maybe on the hour, every hour, you decide to do that nice little mobilization just to give that upper spine a nice little bit of dynamic mobility in the vertebral segments there. You're going to inhale as you go up and exhale to release it. Inhalation supports that extension pattern. So if you implement that with regularity, you're going to start noticing that upper back is just feeling an awful lot better. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do so. Just click on my subscribe button. This is part of a series called Sitting is the New Smoking, and we're going to show you ways of optimizing your posture through your daily activities in the office, and it's going to help your overall program for postural wellness.